Okay. All right. So, as I promised, we're talking about distractions to be aware of. Iran is a distraction, Russia, distraction, China, be afraid of China, be afraid of Iran, be afraid of Russia, all of these things. But there's one distraction I didn't bring up, and that's something that I've been following. For some people, they might know that my wife and I have been producing documentaries. We got a series on the hidden hand behind UFOs. The episode 3 of this ongoing series was just dropped last week. It's on CanadianPatriot.org. If people want to watch the full film, we made it freely available, going through the military-industrial complex, the murder of JFK, and the growth of this new UFO religion that a bunch of Satanists have been working on for a very long time. I would say really over 120 years even, to try to redefine what Jesus is, what Muhammad is, what all of the different religious groups of the world. They've been working in catering their messaging to different parts of the world consistently for over a century, to prepare people's minds to assume that what they thought was Jesus or Muhammad or whatever is actually an alien, and aliens have been here the whole time, and aliens have been overseeing our growth and have been interfacing with the elites. So more recently, there's been messaging that I found interesting, little subtle nudges, what's called predictive programming. It's obviously all over our movies, our shows for years and years, which is, as far as I could see it, Netflix, Hollywood. It's entirely run by the CIA. Don't think that anything that's influential coming out of that entertainment industry is not completely run to brainwash you and to get certain assumptions embedded under your, what would you call it? The sentinels of reason, I guess we could say. So there's messaging, there's assumptions that they're infusing. Now, one thing that they've said yesterday, I saw on the Wall Street Journal, mystery drones swarmed by a U.S. military base for 17 days. The Pentagon is stumped, where they quote from Mark Kelly, the former Air Force general, describing how strange it is that there were these craft 7 or 10 meters in length, very big. They call them drones, but they're like, they're not showing up on radar. We can't seem to catch them or do anything about it. All we can do is stand gaping with our mouths wide open, staring at these things at the same time every night. It's obviously it's catering to assumptions that they're trying to infuse, that these are obviously aliens. They're here now. We're getting close to the promised disclosure time. Yay. So either be happy about the aliens, be afraid of the aliens, whatever. But again, redirect your focus. Don't look at the MI6 operatives, the different Masonic outfits that have been taking over control of your society for centuries, killing your leaders, your people, creating wars, revolutions. Don't look at any of that. Now it's going to be aliens. So again, the new video that we just put out, I'm doing this partially to nudge people into watching and sharing our Hidden Hand Behind UFOs episode 3 on MK Ultra, the creation of the counterculture, the CIA, is what we're going to go through, and especially Carl Jung, who plays a starring role in this in our new film with Alan Dulles, a fellow OSS operative of Carl Jung, who again has a much more powerful role in shaping our zeitgeist than people might realize. So with that, I will end with a little video from Dave Chappelle, and then we'll round it off for today. So without further ado, Dave Chappelle.
Bibble is a space creature that lives very far away in a galaxy called Nebulon 5. And he is solely responsible for the wave of technology we've seen over the last few decades. Cell phones, pagers, PlayStation 1 and 2. You might think it was the Japanese who were responsible, but anyone in the know knows that it was Bibble for shizzle and all about Bibble, because only Bibble can keep it so real. Hey, Bibble, is the spaceship ready? We're ready to get out of here. Okay, me and Bibble are about to leave, but before we go, I just want to say there's no hope for the planet Earth. There's no way to stop the asteroid, and you're all gonna die. Everyone except for me. And of course, Bibble, who's been so kind to let me accompany him on his spaceship. And I'm bringing those 3 clone white women with me. Goodbye, America. I hope you all die in a fiery death when the meteor hits next Tuesday. Come on, Bibble, let's get out of here.
End of the world.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it. It's just hilarious. But honestly, um, yeah, they are trying to, they're going to be pushing on this heavy. So people do need to be really, really informed about the nature and structure of these historical battles, because the psyop is going to get loud, all encompassing. We haven't even started seeing a heavy use of Project Bluebeam yet. We know that holographic technology has been developed for this purpose of projecting all sorts of things. The Messiah in the skies of Brazil was one holographic image projected a few years ago, just as an experiment to see how the Catholic Brazilians would react to seeing a projection of Jesus. There's little tests, but there's going to be a full-on assault onto our minds and our perceptions going forward, organized by these same outfits that brought us MK Ultra, the battlefield of the mind, the war on the mind of the people. That's where the drugs came from. You can't understand where LSD and psilocybin and DMTs and why it's being medicated now by prescription, and as well as why it's just part of our society, if you don't look at the CIA, MI6, and the military industrial complex that have also been behind taking over control of this other thing. So be aware, be firm. It's not Russia, it's not China, it's not Iran, it's not aliens. It is what it is, and you can know what it is, but you got to be firm. So with that, I will end today's stream. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week.